Look, in my youth, I was a dancer, and the Australian Ballet used to do all of its seasons here, before alternating with the Princess and Her Majesties, but most of them were here in my era anyway. And we would be here from morning until the end of the show at night. So that's why I say we virtually lived here, but. Not as in, I actually lived in Footscray. I'm a Footscray boy. The big four-act ballets like Swan Lake, the guys were usually only in one or two of the acts. So we'd because the middle act and the last act were only females. So we'd, if we wanted in the third act, we'd put on sunglasses to cover our makeup and head across to Luna Park. And we'd have fun for the 30 minutes or so of that act, and then we'd come back in time and put our costumes on for the third act. And then the other ballet that had no men in this was Giselle, and that second act was all women except the principal. There was a couple of lead principal guys who were in it, but this time we'd change and take our makeup off and go and have fun at Luna Park, and we'd go on the. And, I don't know if you've been in the venue when the Luna Park Big Dipper is going, you can actually hear it, and people squealing and screaming. And we did naughty things like scream across it. If it was, say, Giselle, we'd scream like, "Giselle's a slut!" as the Big Dipper went past. The audience could hear, and we were told off for that. The places on Ackland Street weren't as upmarket as they are now. And like there's a great restaurant across the road called Famish, but in those days they weren't there. But there were others, like Cafe Scheherazade was a haunt that we'd go to, and the owners there would they were Middle Eastern Europeans, and they'd like the arts, and so they'd treat the dancers very well, special treats. And if it was a late show that they normally would have the kitchens closed, the owners would still prepare something. So it was good. Just the ambience, the feel of the people. It always has had sort of a slightly bohemian feel to it, but back in those days it also was considered artistic because of the ballet, because it had the ballet and opera shows, and now it's not down market. It had a downturn, but the current management has taken it back on board again with pop and rock shows and comedy shows, and so the audiences are coming back, but a different kind of audience to what it was in the 60s when I was actually performing on the stage here. Dame Margot Fonteyn and Rudolf Nureyev, I was on stage with them here, and then later, after I'd left the Australian Ballet, I went overseas and came and did the thing overseas, career overseas, and came back. I joined a company called Ballet Victoria, who had Natalia Makarova and Baryshnikov as their guests, and we performed here as well. So it was like a full turn and coming back. Yeah, but the heroes that I would have seen were stars like from the Bolshoi, Plisetskaya and those kind of acts that the Edgeleys used to bring out. I can show you. This was the Ballet Victoria season with Natalia Makarova. That's me in the background. So that's one of the things I found for the research. This was a school sort of end-of-year graduation. That's me there with my father. And another one that's a slightly more close-up. That's me with a high kick. My partner didn't kick so high. She gets no brownie points for that. And a few more, and that's me, all on the Palais stage.